Hey everybody, it's Pastor JP. We're here, back for the kickback. I hope you enjoy yourself with these kickback series. Guess what? Invite a friend, talk to a friend, make comments, likes, however you want to do it. But I'm so happy to be here. But I got a question for you. Yes, you. What do you do when everything goes wrong? How do you respond to things when they go wrong? When you think about your life and your journey and how life is sometimes, even as a believer, like what do you do when things go wrong? When you look at Naomi's life, she's bitter. She loses everything and she says, God's made my life bitter. I'm bitter. She's angry. She's frustrated. But then when you look at Job's life, look at Job. What does Job say? He says, oh, blessed be the name of the Lord. The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Oh, blessed be the name of the... He praises God's name, even in the midst of it all. But my question to you is, how do you respond when everything goes wrong? As believers, when I read the book of James, James says, count it all joy. I think James is crazy. I'm going to lose everything. And I fall into different trials and tribulations in my life. I lose my job. I get sick. I lose a loved one. Someone steals my identity. Someone does fraud on my account. And I'm supposed to have joy? Explain that to me, God. How am I supposed to have joy and everything around me is going wrong? But he says, count it all joy when you go through various trials. But when he says this, it's not an accounting term. It's not calculating everything that's going wrong and you're going to be happy. It's cognitive. What thoughts do you have in your mind when things go wrong? What is the source of your joy when things go wrong? Because that's the biggest question. Because if my joy comes from how much money's in my bank account and I don't have any money left in my bank account, guess what I'm going to have? No joy. If my joy is in my relationship and I'm heartbroken and it goes and my relationship is over, guess what? I'm not going to have any joy. If your joy is based in your identity and how great you are and things just go wrong for you in a season of your life, you're not going to have any joy. But when he says, count it all joy when you go into various trials, the joy is something that's derived from the source. But if I have God, if God is the source of my joy, no matter what goes wrong around me, I can still have joy because he's my source. And I know that the God who created the heavens and created the earth can create a new situation for me in my life. So you can still have joy because you know that God has your back and the same God that created you, the same God that will help pull you through it. But Pastor JP, when I fall through various trials, when things happen to me, it's difficult. I know it's difficult. But if God is your source, if when you go through hard times, you realize that it's an opportunity for God to show you how big he is, trust me, you'll have joy. Because at the end of the day, some situations are just too big for me to handle. But if I put it in the hands of my God, I have nothing to worry about. So my joy in my trial comes from knowing who my God is. And I trust me when I tell you this, we serve a great big God. There is no problem bigger than him. And if your problem is not bigger than a dead Jesus, you ain't got nothing to worry about because the same spirit that raised him from the dead is the same spirit that dwells in us. So we really don't have a problem when it comes to our God. It's an opportunity for God to show you how great he is. So guess what? That trial you're experiencing right now, that frustration that you have, don't worry about it. Put it in the hands of God because he's bigger than your situation. And that's how you go from bitter to better when you put it in God's hands. All right? So next time I see y'all gonna have a lot of joy because you put it in God's hands. Thank you so much for tuning in today, y'all. It's Pastor JP on the Kickback. Share it, tag a friend, share it with a friend, make a comment, like it. And I'm gonna see you next time. Y'all have an amazing day and stay full of joy.